Sean, or should we just start? What do you guys think?
Just start.
Those,
Yeah, we can start.
those late, but I guess he's here. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you, Marilyn. Thank you, Winnie. Thank you, Sean, Cheryl. It's a pleasure. And I guess,
Not late, I've been here
Sean, you're
the
muffled.
whole time.
Breathing.
Pardon?
You were
What did you
muffled
say?
a little bit. It's like a delay. There you go. It's like a delay. Maybe it's a delay on the connection and stuff. I guess we will start because I wanted to start on time. So I'll start by letting you guys know what inspired me to do this today. So the reason I wanted to do this is Michael the other day posted something on his website, Michael Torres, and his comment was, I'm looking down because I have stuff written down. It said, life coaches, rise up, show up, you're needed. And when I read that, I thought that was so powerful because in this season that we're in, that comment is not just for life coaches, it's for pastors, therapists, motivational speakers, anyone that has the heart for the people, you know?
Right.
So I just thought it was an amazing, and I was like, okay, let me bring a group of people that's very powerful and have, you know, we all have our own opinions because we're all different people. So I just wanted to get inputs on everybody's opinion about that, and then, you know, start a conversation and get the world involved. Since we can't do our safe zone the way we wanted to, we got to bring it to the people since they can't come to us. So my first question that I wanted to give you was, when you hear that comment, what is your first thoughts? You know, life coaches, rise up, show up, you're needed, especially in this season. When you hear that, what do you feel about that comment? So anybody wanna?
You can hear me, Gladys?
I can hear you, yes.
Yeah, for some reason you sound muffled.
Okay.
So,
Do you hear better now?
Whitney, unmute your thing.
Do you hear me better now?
A little bit.
Huh?
Yeah, so you'll repeat the question because you were sounding muffled.
Oh, sorry. So the question was, what inspired me was Michael and his comment, life coaches, rise up, show up, you're needed in this season. So I wanted to bring a bunch of powerful people together so we can see how we can impact the world, especially with this season right now. It's not about just life coaches, it's pastors, therapists, motivational speakers that have the heart for people right now. So when you hear that, like if you went on Facebook and you saw that comment, what is your first thought in this that we're in right now?
My first thought, would be that self-motivation that I have within self is to try to spread that out, especially in the season right now. Depression is on the rise. Just the thoughts that will constantly go through your mind, because a lot of people that's home, that's not used to being home, it could really, really, really have you depressed.
Yeah.
Like if I had to be home, God knows. For me, it would take it back to a whole nother state of mind, because I'm not used to sitting home. I'm not used to just sitting. So my mind would have time to constantly race and reflect on the loved ones that I lost. And I wouldn't want to be in that space. So I would, try to uplift as much as I can pertaining to that. That's me.
Because, not to cut anyone off, because I pull up statistics recently as well. Depression is the #1 leading cause in the United States right now amongst ages 15 and 44. So imagine you sitting at home all day, you know what I mean? And what do you do in this season? Anything, Marilyn or Whitney, what do you do right now,
So I would probably be an amazing person to talk to about being home 24/7. I've been working from home for about a year and a half now. So this is kind of normal to me. Honestly, I've already had to get over that coping of being at home by myself, especially because, I don't live with other people. So I've already been able to go over that hump. So actually during this time, that inspired me to create a blog and talk about a lot of things, like as far as adapting to quarantine times, not being around a lot of people. And I basically just talk about just even my different personal things that are different ever since I can't just go out and do things. Like, it's not just a free thing anymore. It takes a lot more just to go grocery shopping, just to be around people in general. But during this time, I've just been letting everybody know, if you're at home, you have a lot of downtime, do different things that are creative. So if you can do anything, be creative. Like, your mentality is going to change. You're going to have a lot of downtime. You're going to have to think about a lot of stuff that probably you never thought about before. So during this time, be creative. Find creative, healthy outlets that you can do. That would be my best advice. Painting, dancing, like, nobody's watching. This is the perfect time. Exactly. Dance, like, this is the perfect time to be yourself in your own space.
Yeah.
And it's just important for people to just learn how to be themselves when nobody's watching, and just learn to love that part of you. And then when you able to go back out, then you can be that person out, and you can be confident, and you can be a lot happier. But this is a lot of time for a lot of internal work, just really getting to know yourself and your creative side.
So very true.
That is so true. That is so true.
I agree 100% with what Whitney's saying. I think that right now it is the time to be introspective. It is the time to get to know oneself. If you struggle with being alone, if you struggle with being by yourself, start to explore what are some of those agreements that we found ourselves attached to over time that make us feel that we're not good enough to just be in our own company.
Mhm.
Yes, to be creative. Understand who you are. Some people don't even know what it is that they would do if they were alone. They don't know what gifts they have because they're too busy with all of the minutiae outside of themselves that they don't take the time to know self. So very much like Whitney said, I agree 100%, is that to get to know oneself. I think when that call came out, also, it kind of put me on blast in, where am I? Having to check in with myself before I try to go serve other people. Where am I? Because there were some shaky moments even for me, being a life coach and having to be real and open and honest about that, being transparent. That I don't hold answers. I do hold support. I can hold a space in the gap for someone, but I'm not without my own things that I need to work through. And being able to be honest and present authentically to others, I think was part of that call. Was saying that you're not alone in this process, but we do all have the potential for resiliency and being able to bounce back from all of this.
Yeah, yeah. Sean, any take, or should we?
Well, yeah. Hey guys, how y'all doing?
Hey, Sean.
Yeah, he's in and out.
Pertaining to the
Sean, you're kind of in and out. Yeah,
my
you're.
connection's not good.
It's not.
All right. I don't know what to do with that.
I mean, you can take the video out and maybe just speak, but you're in and out. We can't really see you. You're kind of in and out.
Okay. Can you hear me okay though?
We can hear you, yes.
Okay, perfect. So, with regards to the question, what I take from it is the fact that life coaches, mentors, people of that, we have something of value that we can offer in this space and time.
You're bad.
People that need our support.
You're bad. Your connection is bad too.
Sean.
Yeah, I'm on my cell phone, and
You on
that's the.
Cause that ain't no Wi-Fi.
What was that?
You on somebody hotspot on their phone?
No, I'm on my phone.
What company?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know
If
if
you don't know what company, see, that's a problem.
No, not that I don't know what company. It don't matter. If you can't hear me, okay, move on to the next person.
Ooh.
Okay, all right. So we will move on with that one. But like I said at the beginning, I was putting statistics, and depression is number one. Number two is suicide. Suicide is the second leading cause of death, between for ages of 15 and 44. And to me, that right there hits hard, because you see it all the time where people are just, taking their lives. And it's not just the older generation. Now our babies are getting affected. And it's like being with this whole COVID-19. Whitney is okay being home, but a lot of people are not okay being home. I'm one of those individuals that I probably would lose it if I had to stay home and that's all I had to do. I remember I stayed home for 3 days, and you can ask Cheryl, that fourth day, I felt like I was going to lose it. Like I literally felt like I had to find somewhere to go. I had to do something. And one of my big things is to exercise, besides prayer. So during this season, when we know all of these different things come into play, as a life coach, what do you do? What advice can you give someone to say, okay, I'm at my breaking point? You know what I mean? Besides, I'm at my breaking point. What do I do?
Whew. I mean, speaking on that, to be honest with you, that's a very deep and touchy topic, suicide. The reason why I could say that is because I've attempted once before. By the grace of God, it wasn't my time. I haven't served my purpose yet, so I'm here talking to you guys. I strongly suggest anybody that falls in that dark place to try to find any type of light there is. I don't care if it's your cat or music or anything that'll put a smile on your face. If it's to hurry up and call somebody real quick and just to say, hey, I can't, hell, call me, Gladys, anybody. Do not go there. It is not pretty there. I don't want you there. Just the thought of it is just bringing memories back again. Yeah. Next person. I don't want to think about it.
I think at some point we've all questioned our desire, to live and to, and how to motivate and maneuver through this life. I've been on the other end of a phone, or I've been there present with someone who's telling me that they want to take their life. My main thing, it's one is to not assume, it's definitely question, persuade, and then refer that person to a place to get help. I think the greatest thing that we can do at this time is to be present, fully present. So when somebody's sitting across from you and telling you that they're at their breaking point, it's being present, listening, reflecting what you hear back, what you hear them saying, letting them know that you're there. The next thing is to help them find, since they're finding reasons to not live, helping them to find those reasons to live. Mm-hmm. What are some questions that we can ask? What would make your life better? What are some questions that we can ask these individuals in that moment while we're still trying to persuade them to not complete, and also get them to commit in writing, and then talking to them about, referring them somewhere where they can take the time to focus on self. But I think what I found is to be present, to be in that space with that individual at that time. Not criticizing, not commenting, not judging, but just to be present. I think a lot of people right now just want to know that someone can be present to them, and that they're not alone, whether that person is right there by their side, on the phone. I'm starting to, I guess, to appreciate social media a little bit, which I was telling Gladys I have a very hard time with, but it gives people a way to connect. So maybe it's helping those individuals to find a new way to connect. But primarily, I would say that somebody who's in that space is to be present with them. Let them know that somebody is listening, somebody hears your call for help, because there's a lot of precursors to that person before they even make that final decision. Some people, they make snap decisions. Other people, they've been giving you warning signs. They've been saying little things. And sometimes we just kind of brush it off and just tell that person, stop being silly. But for them, that was one more time. I gave you a chance to listen. And are we listening? They want to know, are we hearing them?
True, true, true. Whitney, you have anything on that one?
That is a very touchy subject for me, because my brother, he passed away due to suicide. So I cannot say that I know how it feels to want to be in that space to take my own life, but just I am the living, breathing of the repercussions of what happens once you're left behind. And it's a terrible place to be. Like, as a sibling, as a parent, as a cousin, like, there are people who care about you, like, and they have to live for that for the rest of their life. So, like, kind of think about, even if you can't find reasons for yourself, find reasons for other people, just because they do care about you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna real quick piggyback off of Whitney. I know you're speaking for your brother. Reason why I could speak for your brother is because I was once there. It's not that we don't care or we don't value our loved ones, or we're being selfish. It's when you're in that dark space, you don't see anything. I'm sorry for being emotional. You.
It's okay, Cheryl. You got this. You got this. You're
So
speaking
right
for
here
someone that's been there where you are where you were, and you're not there no more.
You don't see anyone. And I keep telling people, it's like you're in a dark room and you just want to sleep because you fought so hard to try to find a way out and you can't. So you're fatigued, you're tired. So the only thought in your mind is just, I just want to sleep. So it's not that you're not thinking about your kids, your mom, your dad. Because at that time, I was only 20, 21, 22. I can't remember how old I was, but I had 2 children at the time. I had my mom, I had everybody. And my family is huge. And I just wanted to sleep. But I'm so glad that that light that I had was my cousin Regina. I called her and I was like, just take care of the kids and lit them up. But I did not call her. Mind you, I had already took all the Advil. It was 180 Advils or 280 Advils.
Wow.
I just called her and I was like, speaking to her, and she was like, what are you doing? Where you at? If I didn't call her, she's the one who called the paramedics. She's the one who called everybody and had them to the house in time. Vaguely remember the paramedics taking me out, and I see people crying and my family, and vaguely, but I know your brother loved you and everybody, because it's not that, it's a selfish act, but it's one of those moments where you're just in this dark room and you don't see anybody to think about. All you see is a dark room.
Wow.
So, man, I beg of anybody, if that thought ever crossed your mind, call me, Gladys, whoever. I don't, please. Just don't go there. Sorry, I'm gonna cry, baby.
You don't have to apologize. Please don't apologize. I think the beautiful piece of what you were saying is that you were able to identify somebody in the midst of all of that who was light for you. That person was light for you because you thought to give this person a call and say, I need you to do this for me. And at that point, because she was connected to you, she was able to tune in and say, something's not right. I think that's a big piece too, is helping people to see who are those people of light that you have in your life.
Say that one again. Who is those people in your life? Yeah.
Of light that you have in your life. Because the thing is we can collect people all day long.
Mm-hmm.
We can collect people, we can collect friends, we can collect associates, we can collect people all day long. But when you count on one hand, you want to be able to count and say, these are my people of light. These are my people of light. It doesn't matter if you only have one. You need to have your one person of light. You need to have the person that you know is going to stand in that gap for you when you can't stand in that gap for yourself. And reciprocity is important too, because who are you willing to do that for?
Yeah, that is so true, Marilyn. That is so true. I tell people all the time, I think it's Cheryl that I say it to all the time. You know how they say a circle? My circle I don't have a circle. It's probably a moon. Those individuals where I can say, you know what, I can pick up a phone and I can tell you what I'm going through. You're not going to judge me. You're not going to, like share my business with the world. And you take what I'm telling you and you help me to build. You help build me up. You help strengthen me and give me advice. And in this season, we need those people that you can call and say, you know what, I need to vent today. And when you vent, it's not going anywhere. And like you said, how many people can say they truly have those individuals in their lives? Not that many. Not that many at all. Can anyone chime on that? Or having that, I always say it too, Marilyn, me and you was talking about the other day, that strong friend. How many of us have that strong friend that we call on every time we have something? You know what I mean? That strong friend that can build us up and uplift us when we need uplifting,
Exactly. But you showed up for me. It's not, we just met. I can't even say that, we're building our relationship, but you showed up. You were one of those people of light that showed up when I needed to hear what I needed to hear. Mm-hmm. So it tells you that everybody has their season in your life. And that season might be a day, it might be a minute, it might be an hour, right? But they show up in their season.
Yes, you're so right. You're so right. Whitney too. We just met Whitney recently as well. We met Whitney on social media as well. So it's weird how the universe have a way of connecting people when they need to connect.
And social media is a lot of people, sometimes they use it for the wrong, but I'm gonna tell you, I have met some people on social media. We've been friends for some years now. I have one in Africa. She's all the way in Africa, but when I tell you I love this lady, like when I tell you it's something called soul ties.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah. That you just can't control, but y'all souls just tie. And she had been there for me, and I have been there for her just out of nowhere. And I mean, she could just be like, hey, your mom loves you. And, just thinking about my mom, like, just out of nowhere. Like, I don't know, I just felt I needed to tell you, she's a powerful, strong lady. You hang in there now. And I don't know, but social media have a way of really connecting people if you use it the correct way.
Yeah.
Like Marilyn said, connecting with the person really, it's not really connecting, but connecting with that person's authentic self.
Right.
You know, because
Right.
we know how many people on Facebook and social media that's not their authentic self, but connecting with that authentic self that can build you up in this season. You know,
Yeah.
being there for individuals, and that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Anyone experience that strong friend that you just have to be there on days you don't even want to be there. You have to be there.
Right. Right. Right.
You have anything on that strong friend that you have to be there when you don't even want to be there?
Right.
Us too, life coaches. You know, sometimes we're not in the mood. We don't want to talk, but we gotta do it.
Yeah. Yeah. And the thing is do you know your authentic self?
Mm-hmm.
We're asking of other people to be authentic, but do we know our authentic selves?
Yeah.
You know, because we have to put on different personas throughout the day. You go to work, you one way. You're around your friends, you one way. You're around your family, you one way. And if you come from a different culture, you definitely, when you're around your elders, you're a completely different way than you would be around your friends or your siblings or your cousins. And so you want to be able to be able to be authentic across the board. And the thing is that with that authenticity, you accepting it, you receiving it, you acknowledging it, you embracing it. So that way it doesn't matter who you're around. You don't have to be anybody but yourself. So when you're asking for someone to be that person for you, can you be that very same person for yourself and around anybody that you encounter?
Yeah, that's true. It's so true to be your authentic self. And like you said, how many people really know their authentic self?
But like you said, the with that being said right there, that is so true. But to know your authentic self, honestly, you have to love. That self-love has to play first.
Of course.
That self-love has to play first. And, I'm not ashamed to say I lost it. I lost it a few years. And that was behind a person that I lost it. And sometimes it happened and, you'll be like, oh, I love me. No, do you really love you? But it's so easy for us to be like, girl, I love myself. Can't nobody tell me nothing. How do you love yourself when you allowing this man to walk on you like a doormat?
Wow.
How do you love yourself when you constantly go into that same job that you despise and hate and you know within yourself you could do better? How could you love yourself when you constantly keep letting your family members just come in and just do whatever the hell they want to you? No. You have to really, really self-evaluate and be like, hold up, it's no way. Because when you really, truly love yourself, you don't allow yourself to have any type of hurt, any type of pain. And like Marilyn was saying, you're around this person, you're this way. You're around that person, you're this way. See, with me, I changed who I really was just to please, or just so I won't have confusions within my relationship. Okay, well, he don't like this, let me just change. Okay, well, he don't like, let me just change. No, I will always be myself. If you don't like it, then I'm gonna keep it G, we over here. But I have learned to love myself all over again. How did I do that? It was really self-reflecting on all the hurt, all the pain that I allow myself to feel. And I asked myself, do I really want to go through this again? No. So once I start to know self again, I could be there for others. Like you said, I could talk to people now. Before I couldn't give you no advice. How could I give you advice? Hell, when I'm letting this happen, So knowing yourself and loving yourself, that's how you could be genuine to others. But you can't preach love when you're allowing so much hurt to happen to you. how could you preach about love?
Oh, that's so true.
I think a lot of people. Hang on a second. Hello?
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people are dealing with, just like you say, self-love. It's simply acceptance. If they can't accept themselves how they are, they feel like they have to change themselves for somebody else. And, you know, somewhere along the line, they have to either find someone who validates them and lets them know that who they are, how they are, is enough. You know, you're fine being who you are. If there's anything somebody wants to grow to be, you know, they can keep that as a goal and, you know, work on themselves and try to grow into whatever space. But early on, I think people need somebody to be there to hug them and to say, hey, we love you as who you are. Because I think that's where the self-love starts, because other than that, you know, people are always looking for validation. People are always looking to somebody else to see, you know, is this good? You know, does this look good? You know, am I doing this right? Whatever it is. And somewhere along the line, they need somebody. This is why we need to be in that in the world, because family members can be cold sometimes. You know, friends, even strangers don't know you. They don't really care. That's why our job is so big of being in the world, to be able to give people that, whether it's a virtual hug or physical hug, and just say, hey, you are okay how you are.
But I think I kind of have a bit of an issue with that, because I, like, even when my clients ask me, so, you know, Miss Marilyn, what do you think? And I say, what does what I think matter?
Mm.
It's what you think.
Mm-hmm.
And at some point, as children, if you watch children, they're free. They don't really care who's watching. They're doing something silly. They're saying something silly. They're making a weird noise. They're not paying attention to who's watching them. They could care less until they're taught that they need to worry about what somebody else says, because somebody says, stop doing that, you look so stupid. Stop doing that, that's so ugly. Stop doing that. And then we add these expletives, we add these criticisms, we add these words that are so foreign to their spirit. You know, it's so foreign to their spirit. Acceptance, yes. We have to learn to accept ourselves. My phone is dying. I will try to find another way to reconnect if it does.
Okay.
You know, self-acceptance is definitely, you have to like yourself. What is it that you like about yourself? Do you even like yourself? It was something funny that I learned along the way, that people are more hurt when somebody says they don't like them than when somebody says they don't love them.
I have a question, Carolyn. Not to cut you off, I have a question. We're talking about self-love and we're talking about self-appreciation, but what do you tell that individual when they don't know how to do that? What do you mean by, how do I love myself? You know,
you
just want to say, how do I love myself? Where do I start?
Honey,
I think Whitney
did
has
you wake up
something
this morning? Did you wake up this morning?
Say? She smiled on that one.
You know?
Go ahead, Whitney.
Go ahead, Whitney. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Self-love probably just has to be one of my favorite topics. There is, when you are working on self-love, work on your insecurities first. So things that you don't like about yourself, you work on that first, because parts that you like about yourself, you're just going to like that part of you. You know, that's great. You perfect that after. Yeah, you just keep that going, and that's going for you. Keep that. But work on parts that you don't like about yourself. So maybe if a lot of people, this is just a broad thing, it's weight. A lot of people's self-esteem, you know, has to do with the way that you look good. You ain't even got it, you know, but, you know, have to do with weight. But if you don't like that part about yourself, then fix it. Fix it. There's literally nothing else that's holding you back from liking that part of yourself or fixing it. Either get with it or don't. You know, if you can change it, change it. And is going to take a lot of self-will, but in order to love that part of you, you got to work on that part first, and then just keep going. And then there's going to be a lot of parts of you that you realize that just through that extra self-work, just through working through that, you're going to realize that there's a lot of like ugly parts of you. But don't try to fix everything. You know, like you do not have to be perfect. That is a huge part of working on yourself, is realizing that not everything has to be what you think it's supposed to be. Just because you're peaceful, you don't have to meditate 20 minutes a day every day. You don't have to have sage and stuff around the house 24/7. Like, you don't have to be anybody else's picture of what perfect is but yours. So just work on the things that you specifically feel some type of way about, not what somebody else told you that they feel some type of way about you. If you don't feel that type of way about yourself, then don't be affected by what other people think, because at the end of the day, you're the only person that has to deal with you mentally. Nobody else is going to pick your mental and deal with that but you. So if you like that part of you and somebody says that they don't like that part of you, so what?
I like that.
So what? Like,
that
love
is,
that.
that's
And
so powerful. Work on the weakness, you know, work on the parts that you don't like. That is very, very powerful. I love that. But I know Regina is on, so I'm going to ask her to join us and her girls. So for a moment, you guys are about to see a powerful show from Regina and her girls. We fight to tell our story. I always get it mixed up. Did I say wrong?
We fight to tell stories.
That's We Fight to Tell Stories. Regina, forgive me. But I keep gonna. I'm so sorry. I always say it wrong. I think it's too long, Regina.
No, it's not. We fight to tell stories.
Isn't there an extra WT in there?
No.
Did I mute Regina? Hold on. I think I muted her.
Hey everyone, yes, I am Regina McNish with We Fight to Tell Stories. I'm here. I'm sorry, we just setting up really quickly. To God be the glory.
Amen.
Opportunity.
I'm gonna make you bigger so everyone can see you a little bit bigger in the screen. Hold on a second. Try to figure it out.
While Regina's setting up, Sean, I ain't forget about that shade that you threw.
You throwing shade, youngin?
No, you tried to get slick with me. I'm telling you, why I had to breathe. See, now I'm good now.
That's
but don't, let me talk. Don't be trying to throw your shade, because you had a raggedy connection, and you all with your iPhone this and iPhone that iPhone wasn't working right now. So
iPhone perfect right now.
So I just had to get it out, y'all. I'm so sorry. I had to bite my tongue, and it's been itching, so I could just.
It's still hearing you right now. You know that?
That's your itching tongue.
Oh.
Can you see me, Gladys? Is this better?
Yes, you
I'm
good.
trying to make Regina the focal point, so I don't have to listen to you guys dribber on the mic right now.
I know Gladys ain't just so.
Can you hear me?
Stop getting offended about everything.
I can hear you, Marilyn.
Okay.
Regina, you can start.
Okay. No, she's setting up.
Okay, I'm gonna make her the spotlight. I just did. There you go.
Take this fainted heart. Take these tainted hands. Wash me in your love. Come like grace again. Even when my strength is lost, I'll praise you. Even when I have no song, I'll praise you. Even when it's hard to find the words, louder than I'll sing mountain wait. Take these ocean seas, hold me through the trial. Come back home again. Even when the fight seems lost, I'll praise you. Even when it hurts like hell, I'll praise you. Even when it makes no sense to sing louder than I'll sing your praise. Ooh, I will only sing your praise. Oh, I will only sing your praise. Oh, I will only sing your praise. I will only sing your praise. Even when the morning comes, I'll praise you. Even when the fight is through, I'll praise you. Even when my time on earth is done, then I'll sing your praise. I will only sing your praise.
Amazing job, Regina. Amazing. Is everybody muted themselves? Regina, are you
Yes,
there?
to God be the glory. Amen. That was one of our dancers, Amelita Rezelis, who performed the solo for you all today. I thank you all for the opportunity.
No. Thank you for joining us. I know you were supposed to be a part of the safe zone tonight, but you know, COVID-19 hit, but you know, we'll do the best of it. But I didn't want you to guys go off yet because I started talking about it and I've always wanted to give to your team, and I know how hard you work with the girls. I know how much you do for them. I know how much it's a burden on you at times. And I know you guys are having your event in July, right? We'll keep
Yes,
crossed in July.
that is the plan. That is the plan. We're praying that, COVID-19 and God in his intricate ways allow it to, disappear and we're able to gather again. But that is the plan, to have it June 20th. That is the calendar date.
Okay. So June 20th, Are You Okay Inc. as to show our love and appreciation, because you are one of those individuals that I can call last minute and say, Regina, I need you now. I need your girls now. Are You Okay Inc. will pay for your venue that day.
Oh my God, Gladys, don't do this to me, girl. You about to make me cry. You're about to make me cry. Don't do this to me.
We would donate.
That is in the
venue.
Oh my God, God bless you. God bless you all. Thank you so much. You don't understand. With these 2 months that the kids been off with dancing, they're continuously asking me, reaching out to me, and they're just so ready for the end of the season, for the concert. They've been preparing so much, and it's just amazing. Thank you so much, Gladys. It's so great. God bless you.
That's a gift from Are You Okay to you and the team, because I know how hard you work with them, and I know how challenging things, especially now in this season with COVID-19, people are not working, and finances are tight or whatever the case may be. So if we can help you uplift those girls, we can do that, no problem. So whatever the venue is, we got you. That's our gift to you guys. And thank you for dancing. Tell Dada she did an amazing job. She's always powerful with her dancing.
She actually would like to say something.
Yes, go ahead.
I wanted to say thank you. I want to say hi, first of all. Hi, guys.
Hi.
And I wanted to say thank you for giving me the opportunity to dance. And thank you for the platform. And that's it.
Oh, you're doing amazing. You are one of those powerful ones on that team, and you are the generation that a lot of people. Well, you're the leader of your generation. So stay in that same path, stay in that positive path. Know that you're always being watched by the little ones. So be careful what you do, because you're their leader, and be that powerful person that I see all the time. When you dance, it's such you can feel it in your soul. How powerful you dance and how it means to you. So continue that path, and sky's the limit for you.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Regina.
Thank you. God bless you all. And I'm still on. I love the show. Keep it up. Are You Okay? Gladys, I remember when day one, you would come on social media crying because God put this on your spirit. And to see you today and to see your group, to see your team, it's just an amazing thing. It's just proof to show that once you're obedient and you hear the voice of God and you follow through in there is no door that God would not open for you. And I just thank you guys. Please keep it up. And I don't see you guys as just a Florida thing. I don't see you guys as just a social media thing. I see you guys worldwide, because this is so needed. I see you guys in the schools. I see you guys in the churches. This is so needed. So I just thank you guys, and please don't give up. Please keep it up.
Regina, where Dada at?
So much.
She here.
Let me talk to her.
I'm right here.
Dada.
Yes.
We gonna have to battle, sis. we gonna have to battle. I can't have you be dancing like you. Got to show me how to do the praise dance now. I got all the other stuff down pat now, but you got to show me a little something with that now.
We have practice Tuesday and Thursdays, so we can learn.
Yeah, I might make one of those practices.
Okay.
Good job, girl. Good job.
Those kind words. You started getting me emotional. Because Are You Okay Inc. is. I'm trying not to get emotional right now. It's in my soul. God gave me this vision to be there for others and to be there for people in need. And sometimes that heavy burden or that heavy task is not easy. Some days you do feel like you want to give up. Some days you do feel like, you know what, am I doing the right thing? you know, and it's not easy. It's not easy at all, but I think I was talking to Marilyn the other day, and I was telling her, I don't care if I impact one person, that's all that matters. You know, if I can uplift that one person for the day to let them know not to give up, to let them know there's a tomorrow, to let them know, you know what, live your best life, that's all that matters to me. That money means nothing to me. It's all about being there for people and being there when they really, really, really need it, you know? Because sometimes, I think you said it, Marilyn, when someone's talking to you, are you really, truly there? Are you truly listening? And that's where Are You Okay came from. Because it's not just are you okay, but are you truly okay? And I'm here to listen. You know? So it's deep. It's deep. And I thank you guys so much for being here. But in this season, as life coaches, I always tell people, and lately I've been telling people to find their happy place. What's your happy place? Where's that place where you can go, where you can close your eyes, take a breath, and come back? You know, where's that? It could be my happy place. If I had a stressful day, I pray. Me and God, that's my everything. But after I pray to him, where do I release that stress and tension? Is on my treadmill. I could be on my treadmill for hours and hours and hours at a time. And I tell people all the time, find your happy place. It could be a place, it could be a person, it could be a thing, it could be somewhere you went. So I'm asking each one of you guys, what is your happy place? What do you call your happy place? Where do you go to find that that peace of mind, that refreshing, that regrouping, or to come back and face whatever your day holds that day? Where's your happy place? Anyone?
I'll start.
Okay.
Well, my thing is, I've always had a life where I'm always going somewhere, always doing something. So I'm always on the go. Have an opportunity to sit my butt down and get some rest is the most beneficial thing. So if I do have a hard day, being able to relax watching television or, physically relaxing is the thing for me. Giving my mind a chance to kind of unwind or to slow down, because I'm always thinking and juggling a bunch of different things at once. So that's the way in which I would get my get rejuvenated.
Anyone else? Where's your happy place, Cheryl? Let's go around the room. What's your happy place, Cheryl?
I mean, to be honest with you,
truthfully, I don't want to hear Patron, because
we know Patron.
Alcohol is, but truly, where do you go escape mentally?
Wait a minute. I ain't gonna call her out like that.
Oh, we all know.
Marilyn, it's the truth.
Oh, we all know.
Marilyn. Everybody know about me and my Patron.
I didn't know.
Well,
but it's okay.
Girl, me and Patron, we get along real good. But no, my happy place is the cemetery. If I can't be there physically, I truly, truly lay down in my room with that pillow over my head, and I just picture me laying by my mom's grave like I normally do, and I'm just laying it all out. It's just something that I feel when I close my eyes and picture her in my presence. It just fills me back up again. And it's plenty of times where I have had a rough one, whether it's Santino speed racing out of the classroom or, work irritating me. I just take myself there. If I can't drive there, if it's, at night or wherever, it works. I close my eyes and I'm there. And I just feel her presence just wrap around me, and it really fills me up.
Amen.
that's just, we just had that strong connection. And that's all I need. And that does fill me back up.
Wonderful, wonderful. What about you, Marilyn? Where's your happy place?
Anywhere in nature. I love to be by the ocean. I love to be in a park in the midst of trees, the mountains, any place in nature, because my appreciation for, I feel closest to my higher power, closest to God when I'm in the midst of nature, knowing that God's spirit is in everything. So I like to be out in nature.
Good, good. How about you, Whitney? What's your happy place?
I don't really know if my happy place is a place.
It doesn't have to be. It's wherever you can go and you can take a deep breath and you can come back.
Okay, so I usually turn on like 2 different songs and they automatically just put me there. Like just listening to like the beat of the songs, it just automatically puts me there, and then I dance. Like my happy place may be dancing. I think that's where my happy place is. So I tend to find that quite often.
But what songs?
I dance when I eat, like anything. Like if I get excited, I'll be like, ooh, like, yeah. I think
I think wit is complete gratitude. That's what I see from this young woman.
Yeah,
and
I love things.
That is absolutely essential. This young lady has said nothing. Everything she said has everything to do with gratitude. She has not mentioned one thing that she is not grateful for in some way, shape, or form. That to me is essential. A lot of the negativity can be abolished if you can find something to be grateful for.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
You have a lot of gratitude, lady.
Thank you.
That is beautiful.
Thank you.
That's
beautiful.
Keep that. That's a keeper.
Thank you.
Nothing will get to you as long as you find something to be grateful for.
I agree.
It'll pull you out of the deepest, darkest of places if you could think of one thing that you could be grateful for in that moment.
Always.
I like you said, well, I agree with her with the dancing. Like, I love to dance. Can't nobody tell me nothing about dancing. I just love to dance. And because that's one thing, my mom used to whoop us. Like if after she whoop us, she would make us say, I love you. And she turned the radio on and we have to dance. Imagine getting your butt whooped. But trust me, but by the time we done dancing, we smiling again. I forgot all about the whooping. Yeah. So, I just love dancing. Like she said, I love dancing. That'll do it for you. Yeah. But to get myself out of that, I have to meditate and take myself to that cemetery. Yeah.
All right, thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that. I don't know, you guys. I didn't have anyone else have something they want to bring to the forefront as one of the things that we should address tonight, being what's going on in the world right now. Shirley's pointing at something. Did I do something?
The main screen, fix it.
What's with the main screen?
It's still stuck on Regina.
Oh, okay. Is it better? Is it better?
The same person.
It's still there with Regina?
It's the video. It's not muting, it's just the video, remember? You gotta end the...
Regina, I may have to kick you out.
No. You just have to end.
Regina says Regina's on the live on Facebook. So that's fine. You could take her. Yeah, there.
Is that better?
Yeah, now it's going to show Whitney.
Okay. All right. So it's better now?
Yes.
Okay. It made me lose my train of thought. Sorry, you guys. I was saying, okay, what in your mind is the most important thing to tell our audience right now? If you could, if a client called me today and said, you know what, I need that one motivational speech or word or speech or verbiage to say, I can continue my day? What would you tell that client if they called you today and say, I need uplifting right now? Sean has his hand up. I guess he has something to say right now.
Right now. The first thing is to remind them that this too will pass. This is not going to be a permanent thing. It's dark and it's uncomfortable, and it's definitely not what we want. But this is not life. This is a temporary break. And the resiliency that they have to show is to go through this uncomfortable patch. You know, you'd have to speak to them about ways to take your mind off of it. Like you said, find a happy place. Or Whitney said something about being creative, or, you know, you have to occupy yourself and occupy your mind with positive things until this dark cloud moves past us. Because it might be a year, it might be 18 months of waiting for a vaccine or a cure or whatever it is that allows us to go back to the world similar to what we're familiar with. But throughout that time, we just have to survive and wait it out. I'll point out one little quick story, a story of a young girl who was kidnapped and abused. And when the guy was done, he dumped her into a bin and put rubble and stuff on top of her. And she was there for hours and hours, something like 10 hours. And she was crying and whimpering and making noise and trying. And people were searching for her when it all came. But how many people are resilient enough to last that 10 hours of being stuck in that space until help comes? You know, it's a tough situation. It's a tough idea. It's kind of crazy thought, but that's exactly what we have to do now until help arrives.
What would you say, Marilyn, if your client calls you today and say, you know what, I need that one message or that one verb or that one sentence or that one affirmation to let me know that, you know what, I'm gonna be okay, and how do I push through it?
You are the most important person in any day.
Nice.
You are the most important person in any day. You know, our lives, our relationships, we're not here. We don't know relationship with boyfriend, husband, mom, dad, sister, brother, because we're not here. So in any given day, you know that you are the most important person within that day. How do you want to present? How do you want to present? How do you want to present? And in that presentation, know that people will show up for you in that very same way. How you choose to present for yourself, how you choose to present for other people we would like for them to reciprocate. But if you're truly showing up in that way, people will show up for you as well. People will show up for you as well. And also, at the same time, it's not all about you. So it's finding that balance between the two to just be, to just be. How do you want to present? How do you want people to receive you? And how do you not make it all about you? Because this is all about egalitarianism. It's about the whole wide world. It's not just about me. But how I show up affects other people.
Nice, nice. How about you, Whitney? What would you tell that client if they called you right now?
I'm going to be honest. I am not a good, pat on the back or I am more of an actions person. You voice your feelings. You tell me what's wrong. Okay, boom. So this is what we do now. I'm physically consoling. Like I can give you that hug that'll probably just make you want to cry. But like verbally, I am not. I'm more, okay, so let's move on. Like, let's go ahead and get this situation to make us feel better, instead of like, I'm not really a verbal consoler. So my people, they get very, okay, in their feelings. Okay, boom. So this is what we're going to go ahead and do about it. And let's go ahead and try this. And I think you'll feel better after that. So I'm more like a doctor prescriber. Like, let's go ahead and go so we can go ahead and get past this. I know it hurt.
Mhm.
All right, cool. But yeah, so that's kind of how I handle that. I'm not a good.
That's better, because I think I didn't feed you about Cheryl. I think I'm in the middle of you and Marilyn, because I'm a straight shooter, but I also know how to console you too. I'm gonna give you the raw, but then I'm gonna talk you off that. I'm gonna talk you off that bridge after I give you my raw opinion and my raw thoughts. So I'm in the middle of you and Marilyn. How about you, Sean? If that client called you today and said, you know what, Sean, I need you to talk me off of it. I need you.
I mean, I'm more or less the opposite of you. I will console you first. I'll get you off the bridge, and then I'm gonna give it to you dead ass raw once you're off the bridge. So I don't want your ass to jump while I'm giving it to you raw. I would say keep pushing. I would say I love you. Anybody tell you that today? God, I genuinely love you. You just keep pushing. You don't have to, really know someone to love them.
That's right.
God knows the love I feel for people that I don't even know. But I could tell you I love you. And and you could feel that I love you. And sometimes that's all it takes. Sometimes it's so hard for them to love themselves, and they hear it from someone else, I love you, and then they think about themselves. So I would say keep pushing and try to just spread so much energy with love if it's through the phone or wherever, or if I'm driving to you, by the time I get there, you're going to know by the time I get there that love is real. Just anything, just hold on. Now, after I get your ass down, then I'm going to slap you. But for real, just I would say keep pushing. Don't give up. It's okay to fall, because we do fall, but don't stay down.
Yeah.
Don't stay down. It's okay if you get bruised, you get scabbed up, but that skin will heal. It will heal.
Yeah.
Might leave a little mark just to remind you, but that bruise is gone. But you have that little mark just to remind you of somewhere where you never want to go.
Right. It is about the lesson. It's about the lesson in the whole experience. What are you to learn from your experiences that are going to carry you through to the next season? All we're doing is living each day, gathering seeds of information, knowledge, growth to carry us to the next season. And that season could be a year, it could be a month, a week, a day, a few hours, it doesn't matter. The reality is this moment is feeding the next one. What do you want it to feed into the next one?
And that's so true when you said season. I remember a couple of years ago, I worked with a guy at the hospital. And, I called this guy my friend. You know what? We're friends. We're good buddies. And then we kind of lost contact. And I was like, what happened? I thought we was friends. And he said it wasn't your season anymore. I felt offended. I was like, what? What do you mean it wasn't my season anymore? But when I understood what he was trying to say to me, it was powerful. It was so powerful. Not everyone is needed in every season of your life. You may have that one person that you need during that season, and then you may never see them again. They were just for that season. So I was so offended by it. But when I understood what it meant, I was like, wow, he was giving me a word and I didn't even know it. It's so powerful knowing who is needed in the season of your life. And God knows who to put in that season. You know what I mean? And then there's some people, no matter what season you go through, they're going to always be there.
Exactly.
I have a couple of people in my life that umpteen years are still present. But I have some people in my life, we talk, but it's not the same. You know what I mean? So it's definitely, we have our seasons, just like you said, and it's powerful. It's powerful. What do you guys take on, you know, having people in that season when you really, really need it? It's like that you know, you baking chicken and you putting the season on, you know what I mean? You need that season for that chicken tonight, but you may need this one tonight, you know what I mean? Depending on what you're trying to cook up, what you're trying to, you know, brew.
That's a little flavor.
Yes, what type of flavor you trying to achieve, you know? Well, so what can you tell? Well,
Don't mean to cut you off. I mean, I'm with you on that. Like, I've learned to really truly value what crosses my path, especially if it makes sense. If it makes sense, and sometimes it just happens, you're like, whoa, you know. But I truly value genuine people.
Yeah.
Positive people. I value it. You know, I'm past the whole, you know, whatever. You know, you reach a place in life where peace of mind is all you want. Peace of mind is all. And I'm with Gladys. I don't have to be rich. I really don't. Money is not everything to me. Don't get me wrong. I love it, but it's not everything to me. What's everything to me is just feeling whole inside. Just smiling, helping people. It's a high that I get and a feeling that I get when I've helped someone. Girl, I'd be like, oh man, it feels so good. That could be my last. If I know this person really needed it and I gave it to them, just to see their appreciation from what I have done for them, take me to a whole nother place. It takes me to a whole nother place. I mean, it's so hard to even explain the feeling that I get when I know that I've blessed someone, I've helped someone. And that's always been my heart. So when I'm, like I said, I lost myself for some years. And now I'm back to it. I don't want to go nowhere. Like, you know, that's why I get it when Gladys like, man, here I go again. I got to do this for this person. I know, I can't help it. I truly understand how I don't even say that. She's like, Cheryl, I think I'm finna do this. I'm like, what it is, Gladys, go ahead. Because I already know how it is. Like when it's in your heart to help, when it's in your heart to do something, you just do it. You do it. You don't look back. You don't, how them Haitians say, lip or shit. You're not a lip or shit type person. Like, oh, I did this for you. And oh, yeah. I don't look for thank yous when I do things for someone. But sometimes you don't say thank you, but you show so much appreciation. You know, so you can't look for the thank you. You just have to just open up to the appreciation, because sometimes they're so wrapped into what they're going through that thank you can't even roll off their tongue. But you could feel the appreciation. And then later on, they be like, man, thank you so much for everything that you did. Sometimes we look for validation, like people, oh, she didn't even say thank you. But you don't know what type of thoughts are running through that person's head where they can't even express the thank you. But they show that they're so grateful. Later on, they just be like, man, I'm so sorry if I didn't say thank you, man. Thank you for everything. And like, oh, okay, you know, so I mean, that's one thing I just had to throw out there.
I mean, being a life coach, Marilyn, are you there? We lost your video.
Hold on 1 second.
Okay, no problem.
There we go.
Okay, because being life coaches, therapists, pastors, the list goes on. Motivational speakers. Sometimes I think the most successful ones that are truly there to help, my opinion. Yeah, I can be wrong. Because at the end of the day, you could be successful financially, but are you successful in the other ways in your life? Peace of mind, you know? Do you have it where, you know, your family not going through it? Because you can have the money And just prime example, look at COVID-19. It don't matter what amount of money you have. You can't go out the house.
Right.
Nobody can. You know, that just shows us sometimes money has nothing to do with nothing. So that to me, that's the biggest thing I saw in COVID-19. Because of COVID-19, no matter how much money you had, everybody was equal. Everyone was equal. You know what I mean? Because the billionaires couldn't go nowhere just like us. You know, we were stuck in the house. So in this season, we have to realize what is it it's meant for us to get out of it? What is it are we meant to achieve? Like I remember somebody was saying, I think it was Whitney, was saying being inside the house, the painting and finding stuff to do. It's like in this season, what is it that God, you know, whoever you serve is trying to teach you in this season?
Mm.
You know?
Mm.
Maybe take it?
I guess I'll go. I mean, for me, it's all about going in. It's really been about meditation. It's been about mantras. It's been about, you know, hearing more of my voice when I do my mantras. I usually listen to guided meditations. And so now instead of listening to the guided meditations, now I'm doing it in the voice that God has given me.
Mm-hmm.
So I pray, I sit in meditation, I'm listening for his voice. You know, it's just been this introspection of late. And I don't know, maybe it might be my age as well, whereas like now I'm starting to look back and see, did I put certain bricks in place that would lead me to do what it is that I'm being called to do? So, you know, it's really about introspection. It's been about interest. And I talked to Michael about this, wanting to be in the right frequency, being in the right frequency before I take from my cup to give to someone. Is my cup full? Or am I serving people from my overflow, or am I serving people from my cup? And what's in my cup?
Mm-hmm.
You know, is my cup empty because I feel that I want to just try to save the world and avoid my own stuff? Or am I keeping my cup full by staying connected to those people of light that I have in my life, and to, you know, my traditions, what I do every morning, my worship, my quiet time? What is it? How is it filling my cup and preparing me for the day before I, again, try to serve anybody else? So I think that's really what it's been. It's been really looking at, what am I putting out there?
Yeah, powerful.
What is my frequency?
Yeah.
Am
So
I helping, or am I adding to what's already out there?
That's true. It's true, because sometimes we're trying to pull out of that pot that's on overflow. We're
You
trying
gotta serve from that overflow.
You know, that time when we're weary and well doing, you know, and we're still trying to push like that engine that could, you know, that how they say, that engine that could. You know, sometimes it's tough. So what about you, Sean and Whitney? What in this season, what is it that being life coaches, what do you think you are meant to learn in this season?
You can go first if you'd like.
Okay. I've learned to stop procrastinating. That's something internally that I had to work on, because I've been promising my people. I have, by the way, I have a company called Witted Minds, but I've been promising them like blogs and shirts and videos and everything. And I was doing really bad on procrastinating. And I finally put out a blog. I put out videos. I'm selling my t-shirts now. So this quarantine time has helped me focus, and I'm pretty happy about that. I'm hoping that this schedule will continue after the quarantine time, so I can continue to be as productive, just because.
Nice. So that's good to hear. What about you, Sean or Cheryl? What is it in this season that you feel like you should achieve or learn, being that we're quarantined, and some of us are, because I know I still have to go to work every day. Some of us still do. Some of us, it really didn't change. COVID COVID-19 really didn't change my life. It kind of made it more stressful, really.
Yeah, I'm with you.
What do you feel like you've learned in this season of COVID-19?
It didn't change for me. It, you know, it's still, you know, I'm still working, and I'm with you. It made it very stressful with the surroundings, my coworkers. They make you crazy, you know, like the people around you. I worry a lot. I worry about my dad. You know, I'm going to work into the hospital. I don't know when I'm coming back. I try my best to do everything, you know. So I think it makes me appreciate him more than anything. Because honestly, that's all I worry about is him catching it. He's 90. He's gonna be 90. So I think I appreciate him more. Like, you know how he be talking to himself all loud and stuff. I just opened it, like this morning, he was in there just, I opened the door and just was smiling, just looking at him, just taking it all in, you know? So I think it's just making me more appreciative of him. The blessing that my mom left behind was him, you know? So I think that's COVID-19 just make me more appreciative of him, because I worry about him. I don't want nothing to happen to him. So that's my take on it. You know.
Mr. Jackson.
Well, through this season, wow, with the whole lockdown and my kids being home a lot, family has been a big thing. So it's I'm getting the opportunity. We're spending a lot more time together, vibing with them, like having full-on conversations, you know, with the boys. So that's one thing. The other thing, similar to what Whitney had spoke about, was procrastination, and more along the lines of, for me, it's execution. So, you know, taking an idea from the concept and from knowing that, hey, it would work, to actually just executing on it. So one of the things that this particular moment highlights is that the abundance of time that you have to actually get stuff done. I think some people have that thing of not having time. Now presented with the time, do you actually execute?
True. Well, you guys, I don't really have any more questions unless you guys have something you guys feel like you want to say to the audience, or whoever is watching and whoever will see this video after, because I will save it and send it to you guys. Do anyone have anything they want to share or discuss or talk about before we end this tonight? Whitney has her hand up. Go ahead, Whitney.
I just want to do a little self promo. My blog, like I said, I talk about adapting to quarantine, different ways to stay positive. I talk about love, self-love, and just love, period. It's misswhit.com, MSWHIT.com. And then my business page is Witted Minds, WHITTED. And those,
Whitney, and I'll put it with when I send it out. So send it to me via message, and I can put all that. Marilyn too, your contacts and stuff. I will
do.
Yeah.
But I also want to say hello. Thank you for everybody. This is our first time kind of meeting face to face. So.
Yeah. She has such an energy about her just through the phone. You know, she seems very bubbly. She's just straight to the phone. Anyone else want to say anything or comment or anything before we end tonight?
I think what I would say to everyone is also understand that we're in a time of propaganda. Anybody who knows me would know that I am a little anti-establishment. Not even a little, a whole lot. Let me just be real about it. So, know what season we're in when it comes to the systems that we're operating in right now. Stay true to yourself. Stay true to stay true to self. Period. It's all, stay true to self. Stay healthy. Find an activity, like Whitney said. Find an activity. I found bike riding. I've been bike riding for the past couple of days, and it's the best thing that I have done. I just love it. I just love it. I find myself doing miles now. But, just stay true to yourself at this time. Think about what it is that you should be doing. If you have a hard time being by yourself, you need to figure out why. What are those thoughts that are keeping you up at night? What are those thoughts that are taking over your, are these even thoughts you even agree with? Do you even agree with that mess? Who are you going to allow to occupy your space? And if that person is occupying more space than you are in your own life, you might need to rethink that. If that person is requiring more of you than they're requiring of themselves, you might want to think about that. Everybody is very important. Everybody is here. Everybody is very, very important. What is your role on this earth at this time? What is it?
Amen.
What is it? Good, bad, or indifferent? What is your role? What do you anticipate yourself accomplishing with the life that you've been given? Are you going to let somebody else dictate that? Or are you going to dictate that for yourself? You have a choice. We can't coach anybody if we can't even coach ourselves through getting out of the bed in the morning. Yeah. If I got to worry about what you think about me, then I might as well let you live this life. But guess what? I'm not doing that. This one was given to me. I'm going to live it as best as I can, so you better do yours.
Amen.
I'm stepping into my yes. I hope you find yours. And if you can't find it, you need to call me. I hope you find it. But step into your yes, whatever it is, just step into it. And if it's difficult to do that, then look at what those barriers are and begin to appreciate those barriers. Again, good, bad, or indifferent, there is a lesson in it all. And we're here to learn it. We're here to learn it because somebody needs to hear it from us. So if we don't make it through our own trials and tribulations or through even our good times, how do we celebrate the good times? We have to look at these things because people are looking at us. People are going to be coming to us. And they do want to hear from our experience. They do.
It's true.
They want to hear from our experience. So embrace yourself. Love yourself in this time. Love yourself in this time. God doesn't make junk. We're all here for a reason. You don't have to like me. I don't have to like you. We don't have to walk around in the same circles. We don't have to do any of that. But I can appreciate you for who you are. Like Cheryl said, I don't have to know you to love you. It's just called God's love. That's called altruism. It's called agape. It comes unconditional. I don't need to know anything about you. I just know that you exist, and that to me says something significant.
Amen.
So again, thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm so happy to have met just another wonderful person, Ms. Whitney. MsWhit.com, y'all. She said it. My company is Touch of Rain Life Enhancements. Or you can even find me under Infinite Light Life Enhancements. I am a transformational manifestation coach. That is my goal in helping people to manifest those things that they desire for their lives and to create the transformation that will be in alignment with that manifestation.
Amen.
I will make sure that you get my information. Thank you. I love Are You Okay? I love that question. I love the fact that you stay present to hear the answer. I think that is absolutely significant. Don't ask that question if you're not going to wait for the answer.
Amen. Thank you, Marilyn. You're amazing. Whitney, you're amazing. Sean, Cheryl, you have anything to say?
I mean, yes, I do. I really do. And
let's go Sean first. Sean first. Go ahead, Sean.
Well, my entire life, I think my purpose here is to spread love, help people. I've always been that guy. And one of the things that I had a recent conversation, and I kind of had a discussion that we spoke about, like the Bible, the entire story, the entire purpose of the Bible is to explain that we should love. That's all God has been saying to us. Love each other like you love yourself. Love each other like how you love your God. You know, how can you hurt your next door neighbor if you love him like he's your brother? How can you hurt anybody? You won't steal from people, murder people, anything like that if you love them. It's going to be harder for you to bring any type of negativity into the world if you are operating from a space of love. So one of the biggest things, especially with what we're dealing with right now, is we have to put ourselves in someone else's shoe. See what they're dealing with and love them through that process. Help them, you know. And I think our entire community will be transformed if we operate from that space of love. So that's my space.
All right, Mr. Jackson. Cheryl.
Hey. So what I would like to put out there and to say to anyone out here, everyone who it pertains to when you hear this, don't give up. Do not give up. Keep pushing. You might have some bumps along the way, but hop over them and just keep pushing. Live for self, don't live for no one else. Do not look for validations from anyone. If that stripe and polka dot look good on you, you wear it and you better wear it well. You know, because at the end of the day, only thing that matters is you put it together. You like it that way, and that's the way it's going to be. So you have to keep pushing. You have a business, keep pushing. Work on that business. You have anything that you're doing. I don't care. You 1, 2 followers, so what? You keep going. Keep going. Don't look at, oh my God, this person got 1 million views and I only got 2. Baby, 1 out of that 2, that's all it takes to take you to that next level. So you don't pay attention to how much people, what, like Gladys had said one time, it doesn't care if it affects 1 person, her job is done. Her job is done. So, and a lot of times you're working on a business or you're doing all this, all it takes is that 1 person to come support you that will turn your whole life around, because you don't know what type of hand that person has been dealt with to bless someone else. So don't block your blessings by watching the next. Focus on self, keep pushing, keep going. You got this, and I see you at the top, baby, because I'm right behind you.
Good job. I want to take this time out to thank you guys, Cheryl, Sean, Whitney, Marilyn, for joining us, and Regina and her girls, Powerful, and anyone that came on our live, even if it was just for a second to wave. I appreciate you guys for coming on and listening to little us, you know, talk about what's going on in the world. It was, I needed to do this and I wanted to do this, and I felt like we had to do Safe Zone regardless of what was going on in the world. I felt like we, you know, share our thoughts. So I have one thing. Remember, life, I wrote it down because I want to make sure I say it correctly. Remember, life is way too short to worry about things that you have no control over.
Speak.
Enjoy the journey that's called life, because we only have one.
That's it.
So I love you guys. I will share it to you guys that you can share on your page as well. Thank you for joining, and you guys have a great evening.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Have a good evening.
I still don't